Okay, folks. So I originally planned this stream yesterday, but things come up. Didn't get a chance to properly do it, so now it's the proper after Leslie show. Now you may have seen me cover this before a few days ago, but that was the improper coverage. Things got a little too distracted with it ended up being taken over very much by the conversation with Sam Hill, and I felt like that was a very just not it wasn't ideal, it wasn't organized, so going to do that now. All right, so let's get into it. This was the second Leslie's stream, live from the trial. From the line, Jarva was in line to do the trial. So let's check it out.
Where if you could get by, trying not to lie, then things wouldn't seem so confused, and I wouldn't feel so used. My Asian friend Brian's walking near me, and he thinks I'm probably crazy because I didn't tell people that I'm doing a lot less Bamie in the Trump trial.
And we do want to get, hopefully, another inline sort of thing of coverage. So hopefully we do that on another day.
I don't talk much at all. I'm usually quiet and observing and not trying to fight everybody in the line. But I'm even though my computer screen is dead and all my plans to streamline from the Trump trial line are going out of line, and I'm trying to make a Substack in the middle of the night, so the woman doing a feature on me might send somebody somewhere where I'm publishing. I think I went about things wrong, but still I'm here. Okay, where HB, Lesbian to Lesbian, my phone is clinging to life. It stopped charging. It only charges on this little wireless thing. I've been running around doing everything in my life, in my world that is not sitting in line outside the Trump trial.
Yes.
The last day that I
yes, people were very frustrated that we got off track with Sam Hill. That's why I'm here to do it the proper way. So here we are.
Thursday.
What up? Why do we watch this? Because this is the stream of streams.
Possibly
this is part of the Lesbian's program.
Some of my friends have been waiting for my lesbian me, who I told that the program was starting now, to get into the program. Classic problem. I don't have my sound stage, so I can't start with my Jarvioki. But I did try to start. Let me go back. Where are you? Okay.
I'm right here.
Oh, I thought the world of you. I thought that nothing could go wrong, but I was wrong. I was wrong. If you could get by.
Sometimes it's comedy, sometimes it's dramedy, sometimes it's live coverage. It changes every week on the show. It depends if you're watching the Buster's show or the legal stream. This is After Lessons, different type of program.
Trying not to lie.
But hopefully we can make jokes here and there. I got Uncle Podcast getting very upset. Hopefully he'll be okay.
I'm so confused, and I wouldn't feel so used. Were you lying all the time? Was it just a game to you? And I'm in so deep. Allegedly, I'm number 15. I've been here since 3 p.m. today. And it's cold outside. I don't see invite guests, the participants. Wait, oh.
All right, so this is before I show up to, take over the program.
Wait, you can't, how do you, what do you mean by you're here? You weren't here.
We here now.
Invite people. It was such a struggle to even get this StreamYard to work on this one. Okay, how do I invite people? Stream info. When you say you're here, you mean you're here on YouTube? You don't mean you're here in the StreamYard, right? Because how could you be? Because I have to share it with you, but...
Okay, behind the scenes bullshit. We'll get to it.
How do I get for some reason, the link... I'm looking for where to invite with the link. Because there's this thing, guest. Oh, invite guests. Oh, it's in this other. Okay.
So the people in the chat saying, why don't you do more comedy? Trust me, I want to do comedy. I want to do drama. I want to do a nice balance of comedy and drama, mostly on the comedy side, for sure. And the reason I'm doing this, so I'm covering this because I had attempted to cover it the other day, and it kind of got sidetracked with Sam Hill stuff, but I want to do a proper After Lessons coverage where I answer questions you might have about it, like, I don't know, maybe we can find some funny here. I won't guarantee it, but we make our efforts, some of the people in the line, I didn't get a chance to cover them too much, but they were kind of silly. This Woods boy. The only question is, why are you watching this? Well, I'm a part of this show, and I like to give the behind the scenes conversation here. We unfortunately weren't able to do as much as maybe we wanted to do because her phone was dying. It was dying. It was out of battery. And why am I doing it? I'll tell you why. Because you only get a few chances to cover the very present Trump trial. Now, what you can do, if you'd like, in the chat is to give me some suggestions on things to do in the future show. or things to bring to the Les Bamies program. But I definitely have some viewers, maybe not those viewing right now, but people who will tune in the future, watch this back later, who definitely want to know, what is going on. What did we do? You know, if we could ask people some funny questions like, why are you waiting in line? What are you doing here? Don't you have a life? Don't you have better things to do? I don't know.
I'm done. Sorry.
But hey, if today is not your ideal day to watch, that's okay. Come back another time and maybe it'll be more enjoyable for you. We are, of course, only as good as our next show.
Guests can stream this to their own. Okay, now how do I comment? Oh my god.
Let me.
Comments.
While she's figuring it out, let's move forward a little bit.
Okay, did that
I'm also doing this so that Uncle Podcast doesn't fucking, tear me a new one for being unprofessional. I want to show people that I can do this.
Screen go black? Did the screen go back there? First off, I would like to bring you to this pizza shop.
This is Librarian Vita.
Pizza scam shop. Okay, there's 2 pizza spots right next to here.
And we don't know I still want to find out what the pizza scam shop is. I want to add that to the Buster's world. Pizza pizza scam shop.
I don't really want to face this way. I'm not camera ready. Not at all. And what sucks about this court lifestyle is you have to be camera ready.
Oh, I'm always camera ready.
Taken of me.
I got a tie.
I haven't even looked up the link.
Even though it's with a t-shirt.
This German television station and this and also
the German television station.
Like,
what are we talking about here?
We're all fighting for our lives in our spotlight. I mean, I'm friends with everyone, but I wish I'd started streaming earlier when there was a coup happening. Well, not a coup. There's this crazy guy. So there's this crazy guy we call Woods Boy.
So Woods Boy is crazy, apparently. I didn't know. I thought the other guy was crazy. Well, we got to cover more of Woods Boy in the future.
He's obsessed with me. But last night, or Thursday night, this is going to be my 3rd night fucking sleeping, staying out here all night. The last night I was here, this really crazy guy came and sat next to me, and I wasn't expecting
all these crazy people. This is the danger of being out in the real world.
Or something, and I'm sorry for judging him if he does. But he was like rolling around in his head and staring at me, and I started to think he might be somebody from the internet. And I started to think that he was going to grab all my stuff if I left it, and he was going to like. And I wish if I had my StreamYards, my real StreamYards, I would fast forward to a video of like when I was taking a picture of the line in the morning, and he's in the background, and he's like smiling. Like, I feel bad. Maybe he just wanted to be my best friend, but I could not be near him or sleep near him. It was really, I tried to capture him. Let me not harp on that. Okay. HB, we have HB. Oh, fuck, we have 6%. God damn it. We're going to maybe have to do this in installments. Oh my God, I hope I
all right.
I want to put, it's like, I'm in between. Okay, here he is. Lesbian. Are you excited to be in a break?
I'm excited.
Look at this format. See, I don't know. I'm keeping you. So I don't know if I can openly stream the line because I have to be incognito. But we could get an interview possibly.
All right. Okay.
The crazy guy. We call him Woods Boy.
There we go. Let's make it.
There's 2 lists for the line. And one is by Woods Boy. and one is by
Yeah.
Black
Oops.
woman. Her name is Tina, but apparently Woods Boy put her number one in his list
Okay.
as Black woman, and she
She-
doesn't know his name, and she calls him Woods Boy. And they both have a list. Somehow I seem to be 15 on both lists, but this is all leading.
Yeah, see, this is also something I didn't know about. Apparently, there's like a sign-up list, like an open mic for this Trump trial situation. I didn't know that's how it worked, but evidently it is.
Up to a showdown in the morning.
What do you mean by lists?
See, everyone's lined up here. They've been lined up since yesterday to get
Wow.
into the courtroom to be in the
So-
Trump trial.
Okay.
So people are actually lining up 2 days before to do this. That's insane.
There's just been wars going on for the last 2 days. It just gets worse and worse and worse. This is what happens. Although it's kind of peaceful now. So what time is it now? It's 11:23. Everyone's waiting.
11:23.
Okay, so this was 11:23 the night before.
Okay, so everybody has to sign up and line up so that they are guaranteed to get in. Is that how this works?
Well, yeah, but people invent their own systems. Like, it's just whoever was here first is keeping a list. So there's 2 lists. There's different, like, I can't talk about this stuff in the line. I mean, I could, but I don't think
It's
I don't want
very
to blow up my spot like that, because I'm like, I
dangerous.
don't talk to anybody. I keep my head down. I mean, I talk to everybody. I'm secretly best friends with everybody, but
Right.
no, I don't reveal myself at all. But we should try to get into. What's your take on? What's your lesbian?
So we're like doing this she's like doing this undercover secretly.
Take right now. Your opening arguments on this unraveling, breaking current news.
Well, I'm fascinated by I'm fascinated by this. First of all, it's amazing that we have this on, live on-site reporting. That's great. It's first of its kind. I want to know. I heard. Looks like you're drinking out of a lesbianese bottle there.
You know what? This is
Lesbianese lager.
This is reality.
Wow.
And I drink lesbianese when I'm on the job, when I'm off the job.
Love it.
Hell yeah.
Love it. So you were talking about what this Woods guy or Woods boy or something.
Yeah,
and so you were saying his autism is frightening.
No. That was this other guy that we're gonna cover him.
Oh, okay.
We love autistic people as long as they're not dangerous.
Like twitching and like rolling out of his skin, and he didn't speak, and he just showed up out of nowhere, and he sat down next to me, and I was telling Uncle Podcast about him, and Uncle Podcast is like, "Oh, he's not that bad. You're being mean." He didn't say that, but that kind of was the vibe, and I was like, "Oh my god, what if this guy is Uncle Podcast? What if this guy?"
I mean, it still could be Uncle Podcast. The jury is out.
Some guy like from the internet, because he was just staring at me with these. I got some video of it, but then I kind of felt bad. But then the next day, when he was just waving at my video on the line, I don't think he knows me. I don't know what happened to him. He just showed up out of nowhere one day, and he's I don't know. He's not back yet.
Okay.
I want to get an interview with that guy, the crazy guy, the crazy autistic fella. I want to know more about him. I want to know his name. What he's doing there. Does he just live there on the street, or is he? What's his deal?
Okay, we're gonna see if we can get an interview with Woods Boy. He's coming right now. Can we get an interview with you on my TV show?
Yeah.
So here's Woods Boy. He showed up, and we're all ready to get an interview. So here's how it started.
Okay. Do you want to come? Oh, can you see him, HB?
Yeah.
What up, HB?
So we want to talk about your role in the line. Some people call you a troublemaker. Some people call you Woods Boy. Some people call you a wannabe senator.
Wannabe senator, huh?
How are you feeling? What's your stature? Can you see him, HB? Should we move him?
Where do you get this name Woods Boy? Where does that come from?
See, I wanted to get an answer on where where the Woods Boy name comes from, but we never got that answer because the phone died. Very unfortunate.
Okay, folks. I don't know if we were just cut off the air. Unfortunately, we're just trying to be live and take care of the news, explain to people the news, the important news of the day.
So for a little while, it's just me talking because I'm trying to hold down the fort, trying to, make sure that the show isn't over just because of a temporary setback.
It can be confusing to folks, but we just have to take it as it comes, deal with things as they happen.
Again, this is only the very second episode of the show. It's going to build and grow into something amazing.
But I've been hearing a lot, quite a lot, from the people around the world. We're just trying to figure out, what is the news and what is happening and what is going on in the line. I don't know if they are currently, if the screen, if the phone is broken down, but just here to hold things down until we get word from our correspondent about the current happenings on the live stream. When you're on location and you're doing, the first of its kind type of broadcast, you're going to be dealing with, things that either work or they don't work. And,
those are really the only two possibilities, right? It works or it doesn't work. But I don't know. I'm just kind of filling dead air, just in hopes that she returns.
Things happen. Things come up that.
How do you like my globe?
Will interrupt the stream.
Is it newsworthy?
Will interrupt the broadcast, and you just have to be prepared for it. You never know what is going to happen.
That's right. This is live television. Anything can happen.
People want to act like it was all planned, like everything was just, expected. But really it wasn't, Nobody knew this was going to happen. Nobody knew anything. And I think that, hopefully, we'll see if the phone gets charged. If not,
I'm a low energy Walter Cronkite. Okay, that's what I am. I'm Walter Cronkite.
Just here to hold down the fort, let people know that.
I don't even really know what Walter Cronkite sounds like. I just know that he's known as one of the big, famous, popular news guys.
The worldwide broadcast of importance is here to, let everybody know what matters.
All the news that matters.
We want you to
high value news.
Enjoy. And I'm proud, I'm proud of my Bamie host for doing, even if it was only for a minute or two or three or four or 10 minutes. I don't know how long it was, but the fact that we got to experiment with the first of its kind live on-site news broadcast performance. That's very cool, and I'm glad that we got to do that and do it in a.
Yeah, I'm trying to, be positive here and appreciate the fact that whether we succeeded or not in capturing anything, still was a valid attempt, and got to at least test out the format, see if it was something that people were interested in, see if we could even do it for a second, and we were able to do it for a little bit, so that is a net positive. All right, let's continue.
You know, in an amazing way. You know, you never know what the world is going to throw at you, but, you know, you just got to be prepared for it. You got to be ready for anything. And that is exactly what, you know, that's exactly what we're dealing with. So, yeah, I can't exactly broadcast anything to the show specifically, but, you know, I can just kind of let people know that when you're trying, excuse me, when you're trying to do the best stream you can, sometimes things are going to come up. Sometimes there are going to be issues that happen. But if you're doing the 100, imagine a million of these, the $100 million stream, you know, you gotta take things as they come and just see what happens next. I'm looking to, you know, just, I'm hoping that everybody hangs in there and is ready to see what happens next. You know, because when you're trying to do something amazing, something never been done before, something innovative, creative, and fantastical, you are going to run into roadblocks. But does that mean that you shouldn't have done it in the first place just because something goes wrong? No, of course not. These are life's little scenarios, life's little hindrances, problem. You can have problems, but don't let them be a hindrance. That's what I always say, and that's what people say when they are trying to do programs of value. And I believe that Leslie's show is very much is a program of value, a high value program, and you know, it's something that, you know, not everybody is able to accomplish, not everybody is able to do, but for those of us who are ready to experience exciting, life altering experiences, you know, stick around and see what happens, because we are ready to do some very cool things on the program. We want to do fun stuff. We want to have people, you know, we want to create the same high value entertainment that you've probably experienced on shows like Frenemies, the H3 show. You know, it's not everybody, not everybody is ready for this type of content. Not everybody knows what's going to happen, but that doesn't matter, because shit happens, things happen. You know, this is a world report. This is a new world news report. So, you know, we're trying to do it in the best possible way. You know, we don't always know what's gonna happen, as I said. But one thing that we can do is that we can be comfortable and we can know that not everything is so boring. There's a lot of exciting things that are going to happen, that will happen in the future. The future is now, and we are now in the future. And whatever we decide to do moving forward, you know, we can do a lot of fun stuff. We can do a lot of fun stuff.
All right.
I think that
So,
if you're the type of
all right.
person who watches live streams because you
I'm here because I'm covering, doing the after show of Blasphemy. So that's what we're doing.
wanna, you want something different than what's on your television, then Lesbiamies is for you.
That's right.
If you're someone who listens to traditional media and thinks that it's the greatest thing in the world, Lesbiamies is still for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're someone who likes boring things, Lesbiamies is not for you. But if you like things,
Take note. If you want a boring show, stay far, far away from Blasphemy's on the Jarvatown channel. But if you want something amazing, make sure you show up.
that are fun, that are entertaining, that make you feel like you spent some useful time listening and watching, then I would say that Lesbiamies is the show for you. You're always going to come away from the show thinking that it was time well spent. The time you spend on Lesbiamies is useful, valuable, and fun. And, why do they call it Lesbiamies? It's because we are supporting the worldwide, the worldwide gay community. Because gay people are the
That's
world
right.
to me.
Gays across
To us.
America and Lesbiamies are all supported.
So, gay,
If you-
lesbian,
bisexual, everyone is all the same under the Blasphemy umbrella.
Now, Donald Trump, the Trump trial, there have been a lot of things that people have talked about, said about it, thought about it.
It looks like she actually did some Trump trial line coverage yesterday. I didn't think she was able to do it, but evidently that is not the case.
I'm not the first or the last person to, come up with these thoughts or ideas. All I'm going to say is that, it's great that she's there. I hope that everything is going well. I hope that
I need some Adderall or something to speed things up a little bit.
it was just a phone battery dying situation and nothing else,
Nothing more, nothing less.
nothing else went crazy or bad or anything like that.
I'm coaching my
Need to
stream persona.
navigate the situation, understand the situation, and appreciate the people who are, are ready to
Join the revolution.
do the things they do to entertain and inform. Because we want it to be an entertaining and also informative show.
An all-encompassing show, you might say.
We want it to be funny. We want it to be creative, cool. If you tune in and you're like, wow, that was a cool show, that's good too. We're not going to tell you what to think about it. We're just going to create the show and you're going to come away from it thinking your own thoughts, having your own ideas. And that's really what it is. That's how it works.
And that's the bottom
You know,
line.
that's basically how it always works. And I think that
And that's how it always will be.
you know, if you wanted to do things differently, that's okay. But I know that at the end of the day, with this live streaming stuff, you know, to call it, people say, "Oh, it's a show, it's a stream." I say it's a show, and the reason I say it's a show, not a stream, is because if you call it a stream, you get lazy, right?
And we are not
You
lazy
get
over
lazy,
here. We are high
and you don't
quality.
put in your best.
Sometimes we're lazy, but
That's why we
mostly
call it a stream,
high quality.
because we want it. That's why we call it a show. See, I corrected myself because I strive for
To
high
thrive.
quality, high value, expressive entertainment. I need a better chair to do a better job to promote a better lifestyle and a better show. And that's the bottom line of streaming.
In case you didn't know.
Now,
Now,
you know, people
just waiting for the page to reload. You know how it is. We need a better internet, better higher quality. High quality live format, live streaming. Okay. There we go. Promises that I will be here. I can't always promise that the internet is going to cooperate, but I do try.
Why is Instagram always muted? I just noticed that. All right. So one of the things that we can do while we're here, hanging out, waiting, seeing what's happening
Listen,
with the
that globe ain't going to spin itself.
show.
It takes processing power.
So what we could do is a little you could do a little capturing, right? So capture.
Are you captivated?
Capture. No. I guess we can't do a display, a window capture, perhaps.
And if you ever have any ideas of things you'd like us to add to the Les Bamie's program or to the After Les Bamie's program, you know, you tell me. Let me know, and we just might add it and then give you the credit that you deserve.
Let's do.
Whoa. Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to.
I'm just looking for.
There's the Mojave background, the Mac home screen, whatever whichever one it is. They're always talking about like national parks. It's always like Yosemite, all that shit. I don't know which one this is. Anyway, not important. The important thing is, so I am no expert on the whole, thing, on the whole OBS program. I'm still very much confused with, not so much with the video part, more with the audio. I can't seem to, haven't been able to figure out yet. Of course, I could put more time into it and figure it out, but I've not yet figured out the whole audio playthrough, pass through type of element of the show. So, working on that.
Window capture 6, no.
See,
OBS, no. Item
like
0.
Infinity
Fuck no.
windows. All right, so this was just me bullshitting,
Capture
trying to figure it out.
the design. I don't know if they're coming back.
So yeah,
I have
could we stand to cut out some of the bullshit? Absolutely. I even wonder if it'd be worth like editing and putting out the non bullshit version, the version that, you know, actually makes sense and has, like, you know, just the worthwhile portions in. This is the, you know, sort of like there's the director's cut and there's the studio cut. I'm the director and the studio. Actually, Jarvis, the stream director. I'm the talent portion of the show. Part of the
no
talent.
idea.
I'm gonna say it. She'd be like, "Oh, what about me? I'm not top talent. Like we're both talent on the program, and it's not important who is the most professional because it's a team effort."
Yeah. I give it a year.
That's a little
I give it a year.
Red Bar Logan Paul.
Red bar.
Oh, I even said
Can
it.
we cover that?
And my audio is actually like cheap Walmart earbuds. I didn't even realize I had the mic from the earbuds going in my ear. It go, you know, capturing things. So that's why it sounds the way it does.
Are we allowed? Let's see. Display capture. Okay. Yeah, I have no
So
fucking clue. You know what I'm saying half of the time.
it also seems like I'm whispering, like it's late at night or something.
Just kind of bullshit. That's it.
I'm right now. I'm a combination of jings and lossless. I'm just whispering to not wake up the family.
What are these pictures? It's getting to the end of this situation, and
Fools, a high value fools.
but maybe another night. Maybe we'll try that another time.
I look demoralized. I am wearing my new professional outfit in this.
I'm here, newsman, high value newsman. Now, if obviously franchise this out, you know, I'd be happy with that. In fact, let me see.
And my apologies to the people who joined in. Last time I covered this stuff and just got so distracted. At a certain point, I realized that we had spent so much time with me talking to Sam, but I felt like unless I edit all this shit later on, there's no way that I'm really going to be able to even make this salvageable. So I figured I'd just start over.
Let me see if there's a way I could do that. You know? There any recent? There's no recent live streams, is there? Because I was gonna say that
So I'm just going to jump forward to where
there was a whole thing between Walsh and
where I try to cover the video,
Very
see if it works.
quality. I want the people content that they deserve. So other
Here we go. All right, so I pulled up the window, the Walsh window.
here. How do we play this?
Well, we're not hearing anything.
Here's shit.
Again, that's when I got to become professional audio engineer.
We're, here. Cover version of the insult Robin Gross's wife. David Walsh didn't even mean to say it. He just said it by accident. Oh my god. About whoosh. And then it just stuck.
Whoosh. He calls him whoosh. That's the Canadian way of saying whoosh. Whoosh.
It is. It is kind of disrespectful.
So Robin Gross's wife, Bitty Boy, Bean had over here. See some kind of internet tough guy. I don't know what's
Anyway,
all I know is
I don't think we ever really get to a point
Bitty
where we can hear the audio and me talking at once. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to end that part of it, end that part of the coverage and go over to the other part when she returns. This is the part that I never really got to cover, so let's go ahead and cover when she returns to the world. When she returns to the program, follow
And not
follow
only
her-
that, but the
her-
bank bear.
follow her page, jarvacourt.substack.com. I'll have to check it out myself. Everyone check it out, check it out, check it out. jarvacourt.substack.com. You'll see it on the bottom. This is Woods Boy over here. Obviously, that's her over there. Woods Boy is the guy we were talking about. Apparently, he ended up getting kicked out later.
Like the obligation of due diligence, and their money. They have to be smart with it. So, and a lot of people would figure, like, if they can trick the bank, it's all.
Now we're talking about banking. I don't know if it's regarding Trump or if it's just some conspiracy shit. I've not totally gotten word on what it is about.
Because they'll pay the money back anyways.
How about just the story of leaving a sponge, creating a story, leaving a sponge in it?
Oh, this is another thing. A guy was talking about, I don't know who he was referring to, saying that a guy left a sponge in somebody's head, I think.
A child's brain. If
A
you
child's
said it,
brain. He left a sponge in a child's brain. I think that has to be referring to like a surgeon who fucked up. Unless he did it on purpose. I don't know. But I hear stuff like that happens.
That's the only story.
You know what I mean? About what? Oh, that Cohen did?
That he was involved in promoting his competitors leaving a sponge in a child's brain.
I don't
That
understand.
somebody deserves to be prison.
Wait, he's involved in promoting what?
That Cohen did?
That he was involved in promoting his competitors leaving a sponge in a child's brain.
What word does he say?
You know what I mean? About what? Oh, that Cohen did?
That he
He's
was involved in promoting his competitors leaving a sponge in a child's brain.
I don't know what he
I don't
said.
That somebody
Promoting something about leaving a sponge in a child's brain.
deserves to be prison.
Well, I don't understand. Well, I don't know anything about this.
Because you don't know anything
Even Woods Boy is like, what the fuck? I'm a crazy woodsman, and I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
about
Well,
this.
when was it
Even in
revealed?
2016, there were stories coming up about this guy, Ted Cox, whatever.
But who? Cohen?
What?
Cohen?
No, not Cohen. Oh, Cohen. didn't
He's
have
still
anything to do-
believing the propaganda. It's like this whole trial is revealing that Trump paid for stories about who is it?
Oh, he paid for a story. Okay. We need the universal broadcaster to explain it to people.
Yeah,
Ted Cruz. I mean,
of leaving malpractice, National Enquirer malpractice, leaving a sponge in a child's brain.
Oh, so there's a story that
right,
You
he's
would put if
competitive.
Maybe the kid was just stupid, so his brain looked like an empty sponge. Is that a possibility?
If there was a line person that might be getting in line ahead of one of your guys, you'd put it. And there was and somebody said he might have left a sponge, and he might have been a doctor once. You'd put out that story.
So her logic is, look, if you didn't like somebody, wouldn't you lie about them putting a sponge in a kid's brain? That's perfectly logical.
You'd scribble that over a page of "I love kittens" and put it out, right?
Carson and Donald Trump get along. So I'm just wondering, did it actually happen?
Oh, they're saying that Ben Carson did it? I mean, Ben Carson could have done it, right? He's a sleepy guy.
Happen or no?
He's asking if it happened that Ben Carson left a sponge in the child's brain.
Well, I don't know. Did it happen? Because it routinely happens with surgeons. They leave things in people's bodies, and then it's found out later when they get an infection or something. So I don't know. Maybe it did happen. Did it not? Well, it could have happened.
Well, would you rather your
Inquiring minds? That's what you got to buy the mind.
Yeah.
To read the
Yeah,
story.
you gotta buy the National Enquirer to read that fucking educational document. But would you rather a president that
See,
inquires?
This was the content that I was hoping to be there to take part in. Unfortunately, by this time, I guess I had gone to sleep or something, and I just missed out on all the juiciest of juice.
Themselves as an investigative journalist in their own right, like me, like if we had to hypothetical play a role with people like me and Ron,
I called her an investigative journalist as an insult when she wouldn't stop asking me questions about my life, and now, what do you know? She decided to go full on into actually being an investigative journalist with the glasses and everything. Just need a clipboard
absorbing this
and a press pass.
trial, and tries to figure out the facts. Did this person, if they really care about their opponent and think
Why
they're
would they
better
care
than their
about
opponent, why would they?
It's understood.
Or it's better to just, is there a little bit of dirt? Throw money at it.
All the questions, asking all the questions that matter.
Publish it, get it up.
Yeah, it's well known that Trump has a slash and burn strategy of DeSantis was trying to.
What's a slash?
This year, and he knocked him out in no time.
How about the line?
He has a slash and burn strategy. All right. I want to know more. Does that mean like roasting and trashing and insulting and making up lies? Is that what he's talking about?
Brought this up to do an opening. No, I don't know if it was opening statement, but they brought it up. Come after me, I'm coming at you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
That's it.
100 times harder.
What? No. What? To who?
To everyone, to the secretaries, to the girls that are breaking down crying on the stand. Because
she's not just doing this for us. She's doing it for the secretaries, the people across the country, the people out there who want to know that they have somebody on their side. When you want somebody on your side giving it a fair shake, you come to the reporters and the journalists over at JarvaTown, jarvacourt.substack.com. The only journalists that matter.
Used to
and the only ones that are truly independent.
Work for him, and they don't want to say anything wrong, and they have to be in the position of saying
Vice News ain't got shit on lesbians.
He said, grab a woman by the pussy. How did you feel as a woman? They have to say, I didn't think it was a big deal, and then break down.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. That's how our legal system works.
That's how the white man works. I'm gonna become the fucking lies that are from this yesterday, honestly. Because he's right. He's right about you because you're like, no, it works. Whatever gets me ahead gets a lie on him. Lie on him.
All right, what we got some arguing here. What's going on?
Manipulate them. Tell everyone in line you're the most honest person ever, and get that story out. Get those.
That's the thing we're hearing. We're hearing that this guy is as charming but manipulative. Apparently, allegedly,
Good
this Woods boy.
stories out, get those bad stories about. Tina's a fucking aggressive man, whatever the fuck you want to say. Blasphemy. Yeah, exactly. That's your motto.
Blasphemy on
Get bad
lesbians.
stories out about your opponents and keep pushing your good story.
So even in line, people are putting out bad stories about each other. This is crazy.
Even when you do the opposite in the faces of your people that you want to manipulate and you want to go by your fucking way. You're a student of Trump, but you won't even sit in court to
He's a student of Trump. Interesting. Does he study at Trump University?
learn about how he's really doing things.
I wish there was a Trump University, but like, I don't know if there was at one point. I don't know if there still is, but it wasn't like about like learning anything about business. It was just like how to talk like Trump, how to act like Trump, how to lie about shit, how to do every Trump type of thing. Now that would be how to do the Trump voice. I'm not going to do the Trump voice because the way I feel about doing the Trump impression is you have to have at least like 75% accurate or funny voice to make it worthwhile. If you're just like, oh boy, I'm Trump, do you believe it? If you're doing that shit, it's not that good. You got to really knock it out of the park on the Trump impression to make it worthwhile. Because one reason is because, it's just done so much by so many people. Same thing with like, I don't know, like Ronald Reagan. Oh, everybody, I'm not even close to doing Ronald Reagan. But in fact, I wouldn't be able to. I'd be better able to do a Trump. But anyway, point being, if you want to do a Trump impression, you got to knock it out of the park. You got to have a new take on it because too many people are doing it shitty.
But that's like classic. That's maybe what makes you the protege that you are.
The time in Los Angeles, this guy said I was just like the best Trump surrogate ever come by. Like his lead points. I took that as a really top quality compliment.
All right, we've got some nice lens flares here from the top of the courthouse.
Gotta move fast before all the good benches are gone.
Yeah.
No, I know.
She's leaning on the rope.
I know. Go
You
for
wanna
it.
be
This
safe,
guy,
but not
you're
on the
right.
velvet
He's
rope.
hungry for knowledge. You're right. Your boy is back. He must have been excited by that trial he was in today. So he's back. I'm sure he'll be in the court again today. I'm sure he'll be in there. I'm sorry for judging him before, I guess, in your opinion, of thinking that he wasn't that interested in the trial. Because now he's back, so he must be.
He back.
I can't believe that he's going to wait out here this whole time to get into that trial and sit through it. That's amazing. Look, I just could never do it. Just be a fucking open-faced scumbag liar. It's just not my nature.
I'm not.
That's a funny way of like complimenting someone. It's almost, I don't know if she's like, if she was insulting or compliment, but it's funny to just be like, look, I give you credit, I would never be able to be a scumbag, two-faced bullshitter. That takes guts. It takes guts to be a piece of shit pile of garbage. Not everybody's capable of being a worthless scumbag who deserves to commit suicide. It really takes a certain amount of courage to be the absolute scum that you are. And I think that you should take credit. Be proud of yourself.
You said that in perfect scumbag liar form. Yeah. The body.
See, if she was just a dude, if I was there to say that, I'd probably get punched in the face. If she gets away with it, she can just call you a scumbag to your face, and you're okay. He just takes it. Like the bitch made piece of shit that he is.
The body holds the score. There's a book like that that you should probably read. Honestly.
I didn't know this was going to be her trashing people. That's even better. You know, it's one thing just to call somebody a scumbag on the internet, but to say it right to their face and have them just smile and nod, that's way better. What is this right here? Is this a coffee cup?
I
Some
want Ron. I
coffee in
want
it.
Ron to school you. He was doing good, but Ron's exhausted. Like I should.
She's holding court at the court.
I got too hyped up on rage and justice.
She should just hang outside every time there's a trial, no matter what it is, even if she's not going in, and call it holding court at the court with Jarvita.
Which I should never do.
The guy says it's crazy how expensive cars are. I don't know, man. As expensive as they've gotten, if you get a fucking Kia, if you buy a Kia Soul, you're talking what, just over 20 grand. That's like still, that's like late 90s prices for cars. Sure, if you want a Mercedes, it's going to cost you, but it's always been expensive to drive luxury cars. Everything costs more money these days. It's inflation.
Oh, is your friend coming back?
Doubtable. No, probably not.
We'll let him back in.
Yeah. I wouldn't come.
Who's the friend? They're waiting for her friend to show up. Is it the crazy guy? Is it Uncle Podcast? Is it Tyrone? Oh, that's her leg. I swear I thought it was a coffee cup.
So was your
It didn't move for the longest time, so I swear I thought that was a coffee cup.
okay? So Woods boy, what's your big takeaway from the trial so far?
What's my big takeaway
Yeah.
from the trial so far?
Yeah.
The big takeaway from the trial so far is that I feel like nobody really knows what's going on, and Trump is in there for no reason whatsoever.
People are saying it could go either way. He could end up free. He could end up in a lot of trouble, and it's not clear at all which direction it's going in.
And it is an absolute embarrassment to the American legal justice system, and that the people that conspired and concocted this scheme to take him out.
See, there's the court inside, and then outside is where everybody's talking is the court of public opinion, and that's what we're seeing right now.
New York State and not televise the trial should be prosecuted for election interference.
Now, the whole not televising it, I don't know if that's that. I honestly don't know, but that might be a policy of New York itself, is that they just simply do not televise trials. Because some states that is the case.
And for all the other violations that probably are associated with this.
And I like that she's kind of being, it feels like she's, I don't know, but it kind of feels like she's being neutral, just asking the questions, not trying to lead people on to agree or disagree about, what do you think about Trump? Is he good? Is Biden the best? Just getting the information, extracting the information from the individuals. We really need a full profile on this Woods boy, though.
Yeah, basically,
We want to know, is he a Woods boy or a Woods man? You tell us. What do you think?
perverting the legal justice system. They're the fraudsters.
Do you think you should be able to buy your way out of anything?
Ah,
Definitely not.
if I was rich, sure, I would like the option of buying my way out of everything. But that's only because I would want things to be easy for myself. Do I actually feel that way about other people? No. In fact, I don't know that the no cash bail thing is such a bad thing. People say, oh, it's bullshit, There's no cash bail, so people can just get out of jail whenever they want. Well, the previous system with cash bail meant that as long as you were a rich asshole, you could get out of jail. Okay, so why are rich people allowed to be bailed out, but other people are not? That doesn't really make sense either. Money shouldn't have anything to do with how much time you spend in jail. Bail is almost no different than bribery. It's the same concept. Oh, you gave us money? Okay, you don't have to suffer legal consequences quite as much as other people.
I can't pretend to understand words.
What? Okay, so you think there's no
Self-censored.
validity to this trial?
I don't
I'm
think
not
so.
sure I can articulate. I can't let them. I mean, like you.
You should be able to buy and sell your way out of anything and lie about
I
it?
don't think he did
He
he?
knows. He knows what he.
Well, what do you think, Ron? Do you think you should be able to buy and sell your way out of anything and lie about it?
But no, but what did he buy and sell his way out of?
Why are you here again? Oh, right, this scam to run this scam fucking business out of the line.
Ah,
I want to see for myself what's
wait, she said he was a scammer. Does he work at the pizza scam shop?
But you haven't seen. You haven't seen.
I've
You
been in the
don't know
courtroom
anything.
4
Of it,
times. I
but
should
you
have been
don't
in
know
today.
anything. I've seen
do.
you slept in the courtroom. I'm sure.
You definitely have.
And
Yeah.
that's fine. But it's like
All
that's
right.
what you're doing.
No, I didn't mean
It's
to.
like talk about this.
So I wonder if she got Woods. Not that it's not her fault how he reacts, but I wonder if she was talking to him and he got so riled up that's why he ended up getting kicked out. He's like, "What the fuck? Why is Jarvita giving me the business? I don't like it."
Trial then. What you learned from this trial. Because what you just said about this
I'm a man of the woods. I don't deserve this treatment.
trial
Well,
is like
The trees treat me much better than you do.
nothing.
well, no, I mean, I've only seen so much, but I'll tell you that, I feel like it's pointless listening to Stormy Daniels. I just think she's just a gross person, and what is it? How is it
What
relevant
does
at all?
Stormy Daniels being a gross person have to do with any of it?
Everything is about credibility. So that she's making all these.
Wait, is she gross because she's a porn star? So what she does in the bedroom could not be, trusted. I'm trying to understand his logic and why she's, not credible.
Accusations. It's like, what does it mean?
And why is she a gross person?
Why is she a gross person? I mean, there's a lot of things.
Don't say because she's a porn star. Don't, because Trump talks about grabbing pussies. They're both. She's definitely not more gross than Trump. Don't try to run that angle.
You could put her as a gross person, unreliable.
Do you think every woman that Donald Trump has sexually abused is a gross person?
Ooh, here we go. The question: do you think everyone Donald Trump has sexually abused is a gross person?
I think that's conclusionary.
She just broke his brain. He's like, I think that is conclusionary. Conclusionary. Canoe.
That he sexually abused her. That he didn't. She never said that.
Well,
Did
he's
she?
been convicted of doing it.
No, he wasn't convicted.
Yeah, not to her, but Eugene Carroll, he's convicted
Yeah,
of
and I
doing
think that was a total BS case.
Why would
Fake news. See these like some of these Trump lovers, you know. I give credit to the former Trump fans who I even give some credit to the people who, not that this is good, but the ones that are like, look, I like him. I'm not saying he's not a piece of shit though. Even though that's like morally reprehensible, at least they're not living in a lie. The people who are like, I think he's a good guy, he's wonderful, it's like, all right, that's like I don't even say that Biden is like morally amazing, I don't think either of these men are shining examples of people who treat people well. But I certainly, if you follow this stuff, Trump is not and I don't even go that political on the show, but if you've been following this stuff in any kind of neutral fashion, not taken all in by Fox News, you're gonna, or whatever far right kind of stuff, you'll probably come away with the conclusion that yes, he did some bad shit, and whether whether he was your candidate or not, you just got to admit when a guy is an abuser, and not once, not a bunch of times.
would somebody have so many? You know what I'm not worried about in my life is cases coming against me about me sexually abusing people and talking about how easily I can sexually abuse people and accusations of the hordes of accusations of my sexual abuse following.
Yeah, once you get a ton of people saying you're a sexual abuser, I mean, let's say there's one accusation. All right, you might be able to prove that wrong. 2, possibly. I don't know how many there are with him, but he might be at like Cosby numbers for the shit that he's been accused of. So it's a little different.
That's one thing that I don't. Not a second do I think, and it's not because I have a lot of money. It's not because I don't sexually abuse people.
Well, yeah, but so see that.
So when somebody's got got a lot of money, this is a hush money case. Okay, it has nothing to do with the sexual abuse.
So I mean, the new ABC News at least is saying that at least 18 women have accused Donald Trump of varying inappropriate behavior, including sexual harassment or sexual assault. So, and then another book is The Independent is saying 26 incidents of unwanted sexual contact and 43 instances of inappropriate behavior. So I don't know if it's exactly Bill Cosby numbers, but the point is that it's a very high amount. Once you've got 26 people saying you touched them inappropriately, it's very unlikely whether or not every single instance was true. That's for the courts to decide, I guess, of course. However, for you to say, at the very least, if we want to paint a simple picture for Woods Boy here, if you want to say that none of the instances are true, I mean, we got 43 people saying inappropriate and 26 people saying he actually physically touched them. That's 60 instances of sexual misconduct. Something where there's smoke, there's fire. From the guy who talks about grabbing pussy and all these accusations. I don't think that. I think you got to be crazy to, or willfully ignorant to not believe any of this shit.
Sexual abuse outside of this case has been proven, okay? But part of it's like if you want to believe that Donald Trump is God and the whole universe is against.
If I was, I mean, she's more patient than me. If I was there, I would have wanted to smack the shit out of this guy. That's why I can't really cover this stuff, because, you know, I can't actually have like a real dialogue with anybody who wants to just be like, yeah, you know, I would have to bullshit and be like, yeah, the great white hope, he's amazing, you know. I wouldn't be able to have a real dialogue with a real person who's like, yeah, he's a good guy, he doesn't do nothing wrong, he's wonderful. You know, it's just denial in its highest form.
Oh, so he sexually abuses some women and says you can grab them by the pussy.
Well, let me just say something.
In Stormy Daniels' case, she's a gross person.
Well, let me tell you something.
And this hush money they had to pay her and had to hide
In response to that,
is just a reaction to her grossness, right? A deserved reaction to her grossness, right?
alternately,
I can see you saying that about Tina.
well, guess what?
You know?
Alternately, a hooker can be raped. So I don't think
A what?
a hooker can be raped.
Okay.
A hooker can be raped or can't? What did he say?
So I don't think
A what?
a hooker can be raped.
Oh wow, this guy, you know, I'm actually a little surprised. I'm surprised that this guy even admits that a hooker can be raped, because I figured he was one of those people who'd be like, yeah, well, look, it's just shoplifting, it's no big deal, you know, they're selling their pussy anyway, you might as well steal it.
Okay. Nobody. That was
No,
not a
no, you
question.
No,
That was.
no, because you don't. Yes, you're not. You're
I
not,
did what?
No, you're not seeing the
A hooker can be raped.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're not
I
saying-
hear. I didn't say anything against that or
No,
in contradiction
no,
to that.
You're being very
And
simple.
she's
in how
not a
you're taking
hooker.
that. No, it's that you're saying that because he was under, you know, it wasn't like
Right, if a hooker is raped, though, it's still bad, right? It's still bad, right?
the jury decided that reality, like what the reality was. They just said that under the preponderance of the evidence that it likely occurred. It didn't mean it actually did.
E.G. Carroll is not a hooker.
I didn't
She's
say
an
that.
advice
Yeah,
columnist.
but see, you don't get it.
Why did you say a hooker can be raped?
Because a hooker can be raped.
Okay, so what?
But you
does
don't see
that
the
have to do?
concept there.
What's the
That they
concept?
can sell their bodies to like 5,000 men. But if she doesn't consent to it, it's considered rape.
Okay, so it's not that he's wrong about what he's saying. The point that she's trying to make, and the point that I would make too, I think, if I could even stomach to have this discussion, which I don't think I could. So I'm grateful and proud of her for doing this interaction. The point I would make is, yeah, maybe a hooker can be raped, but that's as relevant right now as you saying sex shops sell dildos. Like, it's sex related, but it's not relevant to this conversation really in any way.
So that ultimately, you like Donald Trump could rape like 20.
She said she wasn't a hooker. She said, I'm not a prostitute. I'm a.
It has nothing, you know. It has nothing to do with being.
What's your
being a
point
hooker.
of saying that? You're saying Donald Trump is the hooker that's getting raped?
You're saying Donald Trump is the hooker that's getting raped. This is good stuff. The patience, the willingness to have this discussion. Bravo. Very proud, very happy, very good.
What's the concept?
This is what you're
That
struggling with.
statement doesn't have.
You're struggling
Now he's saying that she's struggling, but he's struggling to put together any explanation of why he brought up this concept, this idea about hookers being raped. There's no hooker on trial and that's saying they were raped. And there's no one saying they didn't rape a hooker. It's absolutely irrelevant to the conversation, and she's just trying to get you to say, Like if you said out of nowhere during this discussion, the New York Jets are the worst team in football. Okay, why'd you bring that up? Why are we having this conversation? And she's just trying to get to the logic of what this means and where it's coming from. And he insists that she's the one struggling.
Basic, no, you're struggling with basic logic and comprehension.
Well, and the other thing was she actually said it was consensual. She said it was consensual. She told me that.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is that you're trying to say that because someone has a whole bunch of cases brought against them, that every time someone brings a case, they're guilty.
Yeah. So that's what you're saying is Donald Trump is the hooker that's being
No, it's nothing to do with
hearing rape. It has nothing to do. Nothing in this case
You're not
has to do
saying,
with a
you're not
hooker
saying
being
the
raped.
concept in the background.
I'm just saying, explain the concept. Explain.
What do you think the concept is?
In your context, it sounds like you're saying Donald Trump
No,
is
don't
the hooker.
even.
Now she's trolling the shit out of him, saying that Donald Trump is. I like this IRL, real world trolling, because she knows that what he said was retarded, and she also knows that he can't explain himself. So she's like baiting him by saying something even more ridiculous about Donald Trump being a hooker. Although maybe in some ways he is a whore by selling out to public opinion and doing whatever his constituents want. But I think very clearly she is kind of fucking with this guy. And I don't say poor guy because he did this to himself. He fucked up.
That's had sex with a lot of people and
lend
he's
it.
being raped.
Don't even lend
That's
it
what
to
you're
Donald
saying.
Trump. Don't even lend it to
Okay,
Donald
then
Trump.
then you explain the
Well,
analogy.
what I'm saying is a hooker sells herself for money. But if a hooker doesn't wish to do that and someone forces like sexual conduct on her, then that may be considered rape under whatever definition of law.
Right.
And so even though she's a hooker and she does it all the time, doesn't mean she can't decide that she doesn't want to do it. So I'm just saying you can't generalize so make
He's really struggling. He said she was struggling. He's struggling a shit ton.
Assumptions about someone based on their past and about something else that they said or did. So it has to be based on factual things. And so if Donald Trump was convicted 5 times.
Yeah, but if a rapist rapes hookers and clothing department workers and models, it's like in your analogy, Donald Trump would have to be the hooker getting raped. But in reality, Donald Trump is the person that's committing sexual assault against multiple. That's what I'm saying is when somebody has sexual assault allegations against them on tape saying shit.
No.
Saying stuff, and it's like that's not a hooker getting raped.
You're talking about
That's a person being held accountable against all odds because he has so much money to throw against it.
Is that why they
for
reversed
something
the
he
Weinstein
does.
case?
Are you talking about?
It's like that's not a hooker getting
Are you
raped.
talking
Like
about?
what does that
Are
have
you
to do
talking
with
about?
anything?
Are you talking about when you say he on the tape? You're talking about the Billy Bush.
Dude, he got convicted. Sure, that, and he
Okay,
got.
but that you realize that was not a crime. You don't realize that was not a crime.
It's like, look, it's not a crime to brag about grabbing pussy, to admit that you grab pussy. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you like to grab pussy. And then this guy on the right, he brings up Weinstein. What was that about?
You're talking about when you say he on the tape. You're talking about the Billy Bush.
Dude, he got saying stuff, and it's like that's not a hooker getting raped.
You're talking about
That's a person being held accountable against all odds because he has so much money to throw against it.
Is that why they
for
reversed
something
the
he
Weinstein
does?
case?
Are you talking about?
It's like that's not a hooker getting raped.
Yeah, I don't know what the whole Weinstein thing is. That was just kind of a weird red herring. The Weinstein, oh yeah, probably because he has a lot of money and he fucking, and something wasn't done 1,000% correctly. So he came out. But like the idea that Weinstein is innocent either, like that also doesn't make any sense.
Are you talking
Like,
about?
what does that
Are
have
you
to do
talking
with
about? Are you
anything?
talking about when you say he on the tape? Are you talking about the Billy Bush?
Dude, he got convicted. Sure, that. And he
Okay,
got
but that-
But the thing on tape, look, that's the least of his worries. Okay, you could say, if you really wanted to say, oh, you know, he's just talking about consensually grabbing pussy. Well, obviously he's not. But even if you wanted to throw, even if that instance didn't happen, there's enough other shit going on that is very clearly not a good look.
You realize that was not a crime.
Not just not a good look, but it's morally unforgivable.
You don't realize that was not a crime.
He got convicted
of what?
of assaulting Eugene Carroll, of sexually assaulting her.
I know.
And how many allegations? You think there's no merit? You think just women are just making shit up?
No, I think
That's
she's
what women
making it
do?
up. I think she's making it up.
Right.
It isn't
Yeah,
women.
you think
Because-
that he's been accused of all these fucking
Well, I have to tell you
things
something.
by different women,
It's so
but
unfair.
they're
It's so
making it up,
unfair to say.
right?
It's so
They're
unfair.
just they're
I have
making
to
it up.
say, it's so.
I think when somebody, that's why I said
This is like this guy's like a seems like the head of the manosphere. You know, he looked like such a. When I first saw him, when I said hi to him on camera, you know, he seemed like a perfectly, you know. Obviously, you can't know everything about a person from seeing them, but he seemed, you know, not imposing, not scary, just a guy, you know. And clearly, that just proves you can't know shit about a person just from meeting them. He's totally excusing, denying any possibility of misconduct, rape, all that kind of stuff. If you know of a guy, there's no, you know, in my mind, there's no ride or die when it comes to, you know, sexual assault, sexual misconduct, rape. You know, there's no. You can be a ride or die person. Like you'll always be friends with people who, no matter what words they say, or like, no matter, you know, if they steal from stores, or like, you know, do a whole bunch of things. But if you're going to be that way about rape, I don't think you're a good person.
I'm not worried about anybody coming out of the woodwork and
but it's
accusing
so
me of
unfair.
sexual assault.
It's so unfair.
It's not unfair when you don't do it.
It's so unfair. Yeah, if it was a lie, sure. We have no evidence here that it's a lie, though.
Well, no,
When you
that's
do
not
it and you
true.
hide it
That's
and
not
it's your
true.
life and you
That-
talk
no.
about it and you talk about it in terms that are on
It's not
tape.
true.
And
Yeah, that's a good point, right? So the grab 'em by the pussy thing is actually relevant because imagine a guy who says that openly and is accused of this stuff. What are the odds that the guy who's accused of assaulting people, who also says, I like to grab people by the pussy, women, how could that not be like, how could you not connect those dots and be like, wow, this guy actually is a piece of shit?
played for the country and you get to be the president
he has you
and you get to
played.
call it locker room talk.
He has you
You want to
played.
talk about people raping people
You know
out
what?
loud as
No.
a
And the thing is, they would say, if Biden said any of that, they'd be like, look, Biden's a fucking creep because he said pussy. He just said the word pussy. See, he's a creep. It's like, no, you can't have it both ways. If it's bad when one does it, it's bad when the other does it.
joke or as whatever it is.
No.
You want to be president, you probably want to do the same
I
fucking
have to
thing.
say,
That's not a hooker being
During
raped,
that trial,
dude.
the day
you know
or
what I
so after
noticed
the rape,
about
she
a lot of-
calls her two best friends and she said, "This is what happened." I think maybe even the same day she.
Well, yeah,
called
her
and
two
said
best
something.
friends. Now let me just see. Do you think her two best friends are like gonna like deny everything she said?
See, now they're saying, look, her friends are biased. Of course, they're going to agree with her. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but that's not proof. Doesn't he see how that applies to him? You know, a guy who's a Trump fan is going to suck the ass of Trump.
or do they also hate Trump?
It's
Well,
a
they
big
say whatever.
conspiracy against Trump that,
Well-
that women are putting themselves
Well, actually, I think
up
one
against
said-
all
one
this
said-
scrutiny and all this MAGA
One
bullshit.
said, "Keep it to
People
yourself."
like you
Yeah.
to reveal their vulnerable fucking traumatic
think-
pain of being sexually abused.
Well,
that must be
you know
what
what,
it
let me
is.
just
That
say-
makes the most sense.
Let me tell you a little story.
That's the most sense
let me,
I've
let, me,
heard.
let me tell you a little story. I am a friend of this guy. If you go to www.columbiajournalismschool.com,
Right.
this guy I'm friends with, I met. He had like a really awesome car, and I asked him like what he does, and he said he won a lawsuit. So he sent me to this site, and it turned out that he was going to Columbia Law School. He's an ex-Marine, and this girl there loved him and wanted to get on him and stuff, and accused him of rape, and the school threw him under the bus and expelled him, and it was all bullshit. Unfortunately, he had documentation to prove it otherwise, but this girl, like, succeeded in getting him expelled.
So now he's saying. So now he's proving his bias because he's going to take, this one bullshit accusation, which we don't even know if it's bullshit, but he's claiming it is. He's taking this one fake accusation to prove that, the accusation against Trump must be a lie as well. But what if somebody else has the alternate anecdote about this situation and a guy actually was guilty? Then does that prove that it's true? Like, this idea of using an unrelated anecdote to prove that Trump is guilty or not guilty is retarded.
In his life, and it was all bullshit, all of it. There was all the evidence in the world pointing that it never happened. It was all her trying to get him and being mad about it, that he would
You
sleep
think
with
that's
her.
common stance? You think that's like the overarching thing?
What do you know?
think
I'm just
that's,
saying.
Like
That's what I'm
women
saying.
even
That's what
talking
I'm
about,
saying.
let alone accusing
That's what I'm saying.
men of sexual crimes.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Bullshit
There's a
is
lot
the
of women who
overarching
do
reality.
this, and there's a lot of women.
You're
There's attention
bullshit,
seeking.
dude.
No, I'm not.
Talk about your own personal experience.
She said you're full of shit. I love it. I love the confidence. I'm very proud, Jarvita. If you watch this back, I'm very proud of your willingness to confront the creeps who still support Trump in this day and age, and deny all wrongdoing of sexual nature, of sexual actions. It's, it's not an easy task. It cannot be an easy task. But I'm glad you did it.
This is
You're
no.
full of
This
shit.
is what do you mean? Look, check it out. The case. And
Okay, there's one like
That was to remember the William Smith case with the blue dot. You don't remember?
well, I mean, what about the lacrosse players? And was it Georgetown
you don't,
lacrosse?
it's like maybe if you have one thing that's totally against your character and people can you think that's a Donald grabbed them by the pussy Trump? You think
Well,
this is
let me
against
say,
his
Jarva.
character?
Exactly. That's the point. She's pointing out that, like, this isn't just some guy. This is the guy who brags about assaulting women, It's not some kid on campus. It's not some kid at a school who's always done the right thing. This is a guy who says, grab him by the pussy, don't even wait.
Think any of this shit is against his character? You think all these allegations,
Oh.
all this shit is against his
Do you know how many
character?
times I've been-
He's framed.
You know
He's
what?
an innocent man,
You know
and
what?
he's evil.
You know what hurts?
These evil, gross women are coming after him.
You know what? No, it's
You're
true.
disgusting.
No,
You're a
It's
self-hating
no.
lesbian.
It's because he has a bunch of money. And
You're a
that's
self-hating
It's because he has money.
lesbian.
I'm
And you
Ah! He's a self-hating lesbian. I love that.
should shave your beard and let
What?
your pussy out and let it drip and grow some humanity.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about
Oh, he's a self-hating lesbian. That's right. Dude, they were having a serious fight, and she just pulls out the lesbian card out of nowhere, and he's like, "See, obviously, I know her far too well, so this wouldn't faze me because we know each other. I know her style of speaking." But if you're having a legit fight and she's calling you an asshole or whatever, and then And then she says, "You're a self-hating lesbian." It's got to hit you weird, right?
Reality,
I'm just telling you, no, you're not in reality because you're making
No, you're not in
assumptions.
reality. You're here. You're not in reality. You don't even know what this kid is. You have no idea.
I do.
What you're like. It's like
I don't know.
you are in your own little
I
woodsy
just tell
world.
you something is that I've always been very good with reading and writing and global studies, and I'm very good at it. I went to Skidmore College. I got like that's
Skidmore
really top-notch.
College.
It's very hard to get
Put on
into.
your resume. I don't know why you have to convince everybody of your
Well, I'm just
credentials
saying,
all the time.
I
He's a Sam Hill credential guy. Look, I have a valid credentials. I have the proof here. I have the bona fides.
That's like the number one suspicious thing.
Well, what
And
do you
it's
mean?
like you don't get it. It's like you're dealing with somebody that's dealt with people.
the issue is that I don't
You know,
think
so
I think
your
a lot of
fucking
a lot of
self-proclamations doesn't.
I'm
It's
just
like,
saying.
no, look, this
I'm
is
just
your
saying
problem.
that I'm
You've
just
gotten
saying
a little taste of you as a politician. Who are you going to win over?
a lot of liberal
Who's,
people.
do you have any supporters? I think you're paying all your supporters, just like Trump.
Ah,
I mean, I don't know.
Andy
I mean, I
Giuliani
guess
likes
we
maybe
better wonder what this guy's up to. Does he have people? I don't want to make any accusations, but is he a Trump type himself? Is he gonna fucking does he have skeletons?
Ron's your support. I'm your
Andy
supporter,
Giuliani
but I'm
likes
not
me.
your supporter.
Drinking milk out of a
I
bottle.
don't think you have.
That's weird enough on its own, if he wasn't an asshole, I wouldn't have judged him for his drinking a gallon of milk outside. But now that he's a dick, I start to think, what are you doing drinking a gallon of milk outside?
Of an honest supporter, and despite all
He drinks out of it like it's a single person's drink.
your
Tons of
proclamations
people
of being
like me.
this honest person and all your bullshit, it's like maybe look at
He's the Sam Hill of the woods. Tons of people like me. I like me. Everyone likes me. I have credentials.
it. Maybe think about what if you had like a genuinely honest approach. Do you think you're capable of that or not? Huh? Who am I?
What did he say?
What if you had like a genuinely honest approach? Do you think you're capable of that or not?
What did he say?
Do you
Drive
think
a
you're
what?
capable of that or not? Look at
Huh?
it. Maybe think about what if you had like a genuinely honest approach. Do you think you're capable of that or not? Huh? Who am I?
Who hurt you?
Oh, he says, who hurt you? All right, now he's throwing the fucking. First of all, see, that's a bitch move right there. You don't just assume this is like. See, now he's going dirty. Now he's like, oh, so you're only acting like this because of your trauma. Well, one, that's irrelevant. That's like a character attack. Two, if it is, would that not give you more insight into, what happens to women? Who would be the expert on what women go through in the world? A big fat guy with a beard or an actual woman who lives in the real world and deals with guys? Which would it be? I wonder. So, yeah, obviously, she's going to know more. She's going to know, what makes sense about this case, what doesn't. And, yeah.
If you like today, we look at like politics. It's popular to be negative about everybody and to hate our
And that's not
politicians.
how I am.
It's popular to be negative about everybody, even the rapists. Is that what he's saying?
But in reality, our political leaders, our American heroes, it's just propaganda out today. Is to try.
They're all heroes. They're all heroes. They just want you to think that they're pieces of shit. That's what he's saying.
just try to discredit everybody, and you don't see the larger picture of the pure evil behind all of this. And everything about Trump that he's done, it isn't so easy actually to be a rich kid, because you have everything you do discredit yourself. Everyone's like, oh well, it's because his dad is really rich, or because for a lot of people, just to have a successful reality TV show would be more than enough to have them
Okay, so what are we saying about the reality TV show now?
considered a successful life. But instead, it's no, he didn't do this, or and it's like glaring in their face. And for some reason,
Let's go back.
rich kid, because you have everything you do discredit yourself. Everyone's like, oh well, it's because his dad is really rich, or because for a lot of people, just to have a successful reality TV show would be more than enough to have them considered a successful life. But instead, it's no, he didn't do this, or and it's like glaring in their face.
So he's a success because of his. Okay, fine. He's a success in the world of television. He's not on trial. The people get he's not on trial for not. Nobody in the court is saying, Your Honor, this man is not successful in the world of television, therefore he must go to jail. That's not what it's about. It's about, okay, he did some crimes. We are here now to hold him accountable for his actual crimes in the real world. You can be successful as you want in one area of your life. You can be great at working out. You can have, it's like saying this guy, he has an 8-pack, Your Honor. How can you put a guy in jail when he's a perfect physical specimen? It's like, okay, success in one area does not mean anything in every other area.
And for some reason, it means something to try to discredit him to them. But I don't understand how it makes them feel better. And that's kind of the essence of Democrats, is that they somehow feel better knocking down other people. And for Republicans, it's not that way. And it should never be that way for anyone, because America, the real beauty of America is loving your neighbors and having goodwill towards your neighbors.
After they confirmed it 6 ways from Sunday, you had to sign off on the list. You got to sign off on your spot.
Are you in line?
Shit's getting real.
Will you sign up?
Yeah, and I actually did believe that.
I signed up on my spot long ago. You signed up? You signed that, Ron? I don't like to sign any of that shit because I know what bullshit it is, but I did it anyways.
Traded for number 5. I gave this guy Melvin ticket to get into your courtroom, and I became number 5 for today. And then all of a sudden they said, his slot is no longer ready.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But anyway, we'll see what happens.
So now we kind of just just hearing people talk. It's not clear what's really going on here.
This makes sense. Now the computations with the line doing people.
Yeah,
The law of averages.
got-
That's the way it is.
Yeah, Vomit Trail. Vomit Bitch says this guy's running in circles saying nothing.
Okay, so this is a line, dude. Is John not responsible for this issue? I can't believe it. I don't believe it. This is Woods Boy shit. This is some Woods Boy shit, right? What's their issue? Do you know what happened here, Ron? I just hope the cops, because I missed the cops.
What happened?
What's the boy shit? Some Woods Boy shit, right? This is Woods Boy shit. This is some Woods.
All right, so I wonder if Woods Boy like was so pissed about how that argument went that he started wilding out.
Is John not responsible for this issue? I can't believe it. I don't believe it. This is Woods Boy shit. This is some Woods Boy shit, right? This has got to be some Woods Boy shit. What's their issue? Do you know what happened here, Ron? I just hope the cops, because I missed the cops.
Woods Boy.
I don't even get the controversy.
But, so he's just standing there. Is this guy in a blanket? Is that Josh Jack? No. Oh shit. Is this when the phone died? All right. Well, I guess that's the rest of the conversation. What, Jarvitown, the Woods Boy is contacting you now? No way. Okay, so you and Woods Boy are still friends. I couldn't tell the way that conversation went. With him being so disagreeable with you about the whole sexual assault case with Trump. I didn't know if that was it for you and Woods Boy, but sounds like you kept it professionally. Well, I mean, we do need to hear more from him. We do need to hear about why he's called Woods Boy. Is he a man of the woods? What does he do there? Does he live underground? Does he cut down trees and build cabins out of them? We don't know, but we will find out on the show. So that is the end of the Less From Me's coverage. I hope that Uncle Podcast finds out about this and, is able to forgive me for my mistakes. Thank you for watching. Have an amazing day. And have fun. Have fun unless you want to make fun. You can have fun or you can make fun, but you can't do both.